Hey, Mike, guess what?
What?
Mike, raging rivers, hungry bears, drastic avalanches, roaring seas. No matter how prepared you are, a walk in the woods can go from innocent to disaster in the blink of an eye.
Yeah.
When pushed to their breaking point, humans are capable of astonishing things that you would never thought of possible.
Yeah.
Listen to In the Wild as they explore the most heroic, terrifying, and phenomenal stories of real people who survived the unsurvivable. Learn what went wrong, what went right, and how you can make it out alive if the worst case ever happened to you. In the Wild podcast reviews on Apple include Love Your Podcast from Laura. It's scary how relentless nature can be. I always enjoy this podcast at work. It keeps me on the edge of my seat. Or how about we go with Hiker 0001? Good stories and good narration. I like when there are sound effects that add to the ambience of the story. In the Wild podcast on Apple Podcasts and everywhere you get your podcast downloads.
Broadcasting across the nation from the East Coast to the West, keeping you up to date on technology while enjoying a little whiskey on the side, with leading edge topics, along with special guests to navigate technology in a segmented, stylized radio program. The information that will make you go, Pull up a seat. Raise a glass with our hosts as we spend the next hour talking about technology for the common person. Welcome to TechTime Radio with Nathan Mumm.
Welcome to Tech Time with Nathan Mumm, the show that makes you go, Technology News of the Week, the show for the everyday person, talking about technology, broadcasting across the nation with insightful segments on subjects weeks ahead of the mainstream media. We welcome our radio audience of 35 million listeners to an hour of insightful technology with a little whiskey on the side. I'm Nathan Mumm. Welcome to our show today. We are live streaming, doing our show on 5 of the most popular platforms. 5 of the most popular platforms.
Yeah, keep going there, Don Pardo. You'll get your Rice-A-Roni thing going.
There we go. We got YouTube, Twitch.tv, Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn. We encourage you to watch us live or visit us on techtimeradio.com. Tweet us during the show at hashtag TechTimeRadio, and we'll do our best to respond to your tweet on the air. You can also check out our new TikTok channel by looking for TechTime Radio on the TikTok app. I'm your host, a technologist with 30 years of technology expertise, working for Fortune 500 companies across the nation. My co-host here, Mike Corday, is an award-winning author originally from Arizona. Mike's a human behavior expert living in the Seattle area with a master's degree in forensic psychology. Mike helps me from geeking out while providing an insight into human behavior and how it interacts with technology. We are two friends from different backgrounds, but bring the best technology show possible every week for our family, friends, and fans to enjoy. Welcome to the show today. Are you ready to go? We got a packed show. This is our special show, you know.
Isn't every show a special show?
Well, this is a special show, and we're going to be talking about it just in a couple seconds. Let's get ready now to start officially the show.
Now on today's show.
All right, we have our annual top 10 technology items for Tech Time's Black Friday deals and steals. We're going to go through a list here of items that you can. It's interesting. This year, it's not wait till Black Friday. It's actually order them as soon as you can, because Black Friday, they're actually worried about items being sold out.
Yeah.
So we're going to be talking about that a little bit today.
Okay.
All right. Google agrees to pay $392 million to settle a location tracking investigation. Apple AirPods are being tested and may even be better than some hearing aids. Italy outlaws facial recognition. And we have a new segment today called Voicemails. Really excited about that. All right. How is Jeff Bezos in our technology fail this week? And what video game unit was released this week on our look back at a well-known company and our technology in review? In addition, of course, we have our standard features, Mike's mesmerizing moment, this week in technology, and a possible Nathan nugget. And as always, we have our pick of the day whiskey tasting during the commercials to see if our selected whiskey pick of the day gets 0, 1, or 2 thumbs up at the end of the show. So sit back, raise a glass, and welcome to Tech Time with Nathan Mumm. Now it's time for the latest headlines in the world of technology.
What's happening in the world of technology? This is our top stories in the first 5 minutes.
All right. Twitter chaos after a wave of blue tick impersonations, a wave of new paid blue tick accounts impersonating influential individuals and brands led to chaos and confusion on Twitter. We're going to go right now to our audio engineer and have her tell a little bit more about this.
That's how Elon Musk sold it when he opened up the blue tick or check mark to anyone who was happy to pay for it. But instead, what happened was chaos. And Twitter's been flooded with all kinds of supposedly verified blue tick accounts, but yet they're fake. So here we have a fake LeBron James announcing he wants to be traded away from the Lakers, a fake George Bush saying that he missed killing Iraqis, Donald Trump claiming to give his full endorsement to Joe Biden, and so on. All of them are obvious parodies, but yet they've been verified by Twitter's new blue checkmark.
Prime example of how human behavior does not interact with technology very well.
All right.
Because they were like, oh, let's do this. And nobody said, wait a minute.
So
maybe we're going to have a bunch of trolls that are going to take advantage of this.
So this is what we had. So Elon Musk said that he's going to allow users to pay $7.99 a month to get that blue check mark. And it went crazy. You had sports trades that were going on, financial market corruption. You had people imitating prime ministers and leaders of countries. Mm-hmm. And what would happen is once the tweet went out, then other people would tweet it and it would actually be announced as real news until people actually dug into this.
I wonder if that means the bots were better.
Well, it's very interesting because you know what? Nothing's worse than having Mark Zuckerberg say something positive on a fake account than his standard Twitter account where everything's wrong.
Well, who knows? He might say something positive about Twitter.
Did you hear that they even had the Republican candidate for Arizona Governor, Carrie Lake, tweeted on a fake account to announce that she had conceded to her Democratic opponent despite the fact that the voting was still going on. What if you did that?
Who cares? I mean, she lost anyway.
Well, she did lose, so it's not.
So she's got to concede anyway.
But the blue paid tick system that has been exploited by many conspiracy theorists, comedians, internet trolls, and activists still exists out there as we talk today.
Yes. How about that? How about we took this thing and said, hey, let's monetize this, and it blew up in their face.
Yeah, Musk needed to probably listen to a couple more people than himself on that. And maybe
he's too busy firing people, telling them what to do.
Yeah, that's what happens when you only have half your staff there. You probably can't monitor everything. All right, story number 2, Mike. Hopefully, you can take us in a better direction here.
Well, so out of Italy comes an outlaw of facial recognition technology, except in instances where it can fight crime.
Okay.
So we've talked about this. I talk about this quite a bit. This is not what I usually talk about it in this manner, but anyway. So Italy prohibited the use of facial recognition in smart glasses on Monday as its data protection agency issued a rebuke to 2 municipalities experimenting with the technology.
Okay.
That would be Lecce and Arezzo.
Okay.
Facial recognition systems using biometric data will not be allowed until a specific law is adopted, or at least until the end of next year. And the exception is when such technologies play a role in judicial investigations or the fight against crime. So I don't know if you know, but a lot of the folks in the European Union rely a lot on CCTV.
Yep.
So I'm guessing that this is related to that too.
Okay.
The moratorium arises from the need to regulate eligibility requirements, conditions, and guarantees related to facial recognition and in compliance with the principle of proportionality. Under European Union and Italian law, the processing of personal data by public bodies using video devices is generally allowed on public interest grounds and when linked to the activity of public authorities. The agency was reacting to measures that were taken in the southern Italian city of Lecce, where authorities said they would begin using the technology based on facial recognition. It was then ordered to provide a description of the systems adopted, their purpose and legal basis, and a list of databases accessed by its monitoring devices. So this is primarily not so much about... Oh, I lost my pen.
Oh, that's all right.
It's not so much about what we have been talking about in the recent past, but seems to be more about privacy data.
Okay. All right. So they've outlawed it
so far.
So
until they create a law defining its parameters.
Okay, all right. Well, we're going to go to story number 3 here. Oh boy, Google, 40 states cheer as one of the biggest payouts yet is issued. Let's go to our New York correspondent to learn a little bit about this.
Google is forced to cough up $329 million in a settlement with over 40 states over location tracking. The tech giant was accused of continuing to track people's location data even after they opted out of it. This is the largest multi-state privacy settlement in history, and it sets an important precedent for tech giants as people's reliance on technology continues to increase.
All right, so Google has agreed to pay $391.5 million in a settlement to 40 states over allegation the company tracked user location without their knowledge. So part of the settlement, Google acquired the alert user location tracking enabled that was provided all the way back to them in 2019 up to 2023. Coalition of attorney generals from Oregon, New York, Florida, Nebraska, and other states opened the investigation in response to a 2018 report that the Associated Press reveals how Google silently tracks users' locations across various services on iPhone and Android. It alleges that from 2014 and 19, Google misled users thinking that their location had been switched off when it was still allowing them to have information to sell personalized ad. All right, the settlement comes just 1 month after Google paid $85 million to the state of Arizona over allegations that tricked users to believing that they had turned on the location service, just like this one did too. It's also still facing a lawsuit from Washington, D.C., Texas, Indiana, and Washington State that makes similar claims about Google's location tracking policies. Mike, ask me, with each of these users being tracked, like yourself and mine, how much do we as a consumers get a payout out of this versus the states?
Okay, I'm asking you that question.
All right, nothing.
Yeah.
So Google pays this huge fine to all these states. It goes into their consumer protection division to get these fines to help supposedly consumers. They were actually tracking all individual users across the United States. And so we get no compensation at all for them tracking us, but our states made money off of us.
Where do you think what do you think money is there to do?
So this
if you personally sued Google, you could get a stake in there if you win.
Yeah, I get. I just find this funny is that they're using the information from all the users in these states. The states file the suit, and then all the money goes to the state itself.
Well, sure.
Okay.
They need their money too. That's why you pay taxes.
Okay. Well, then we better get some better roads in Washington State when they decide to win that lawsuit, because we need some roads improvements. We need some teacher salaries increase. We need a lot less levies, and they need to put that money back into the state. How's that sound?
Sure.
Okay. All right.
Why not?
Okay. Story number 4. Apple AirPods can work as a more affordable hearing aid, study finds. A $249 pair of wireless earbuds isn't cheap, but it's more accessible than the $10,000 price tag of most hearing aids.
Yep.
It's estimated by the year 2060, a number of Americans dealing with hearing loss will double, which is especially concerning. What? You can't hear that? What? Because currently only 25% of older adults would benefit from hearing aids actually have access or are willing to use the expensive hardware. They're not a perfect alternative, but a new study has found that Apple's wireless earbuds can serve as a more affordable, accessible sound amplifying device. Inspired by a feature called Live Listen, released in 2016 by Apple, it allows an iPhone or iPad to be used as a sound boosting microphone. Researchers from the Veterans General Hospital found out that it doesn't make any difference whether it's the AirPods 2 version or the original AirPods Pro using this feature, but both of those compare to medical hearing aids. So there you go. So the story is your consumer-based earbuds may be able to do just as well as a $10,000 device that you have to pay for that is governed by the FDA that you have to purchase compared to a consumer product.
Yeah, maybe they need to sue those guys.
Well, Apple says that they have not developed their AirPods to be anything as a hearing device, but if it has the ability to have sound amplification products that are much cheaper than medical prescription solutions, they are happy to have those services available. There you go. All right, moving on. Next, we have our segment, Ask the Experts, with callers leaving us a few voicemails in a new segment called Voicemails. All right, we also have our Black Friday top 10 list of items for your holiday shopping. We'll be back in a moment. You're listening to Tech Time Radio with Nathan Mumm.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah, what's happening?
Did you know for every $1 spent on email marketing, you receive $36 in return? That's pretty awesome, right?
Yeah.
But it's all so complicated. All those advanced tools and features, you don't know how to approach them at all.
What if there was an email marketing platform where you don't have to rack your brains to get started? A tool that's not overloaded with unnecessary features you don't want to pay for, and, believe it or not, has a support team available 24/7, even on the free plan.
There is a solution, Mike. Let me introduce you to Sellzy, a tool that makes email marketing as easy as 1, 2, 3. With Sellzy, you can launch your first campaign in 15 minutes. No coding required. A very easy to use, intuitive email builder with over 300,000 gifts and stickers to choose from, and 500,000 plus free stock images, a customizable countdown timer, and more. Create emails for any business goal, from e-commerce to nonprofits. Easily create automated email sequences for your business.
Get 24/7 support via chat, email, and phone, even on the free plan. Sellzy has just launched a special deal. You can now get a lifetime access to all Sellzy features for just $49. All the core features, unlimited emails, automation, segmentation, advanced analytics for the price of 10 lattes.
Sellzy is the easiest way to start selling with emails. Try it now. Click the link in this episode description on Tech Time Radio to get that special deal.
No commissions or hidden fees.
To learn more information, visit them at the simple and easy site to remember. Just go and visit sellzy.com. That's SELZY.com. The easiest way to send emails.
Somebody do something.
What's that? Welcome back to Tech Time. Oh, okay. I thought we had music coming in. Welcome back to Tech Time with Nathan Mumm. Tech Time Radio is a weekly hour technology show that talks about current technology in a simple format without having to geek out. Brought to you by myself, Nathan Mumm, and Mike Renee. Odie's back in the studio, and she was moving a bunch of hand things as quick as she can, and she was saying that we were back on live hot mic.
I thought she was trying to get me to steal third.
I thought that's all right. She was doing a bunch of figures. All right. Well, we just had our first whiskey tasting during the break. Now, let me tell you about our sipping pick of the day during their show. We have chosen the Kirkland Small Batch Kentucky 7-year bourbon, 103 proof, $29.95 according to Costco. Kirkland Small Batch Kentucky 7-year bourbon has a complex aroma of caramels, molasses, citrus, and spice with a faint smoky background and a long, rich finish at 103 proof. It is the heritage of craftsmanship of Kentucky distilleries that makes Kirkland's signature small batch bourbon one of the finest bourbons on the market today.
Yeah.
Company is Costco, sourced by an unknown distillery in Claremont, Kentucky. He's saying Mr. Gregoire is thinking that it's Jim Beam. It's a classification bourbon, 7 years, 103 proof. 103 proof.
103 what?
That's like a toot, right? 103 proof.
That's no longer available either, buddy.
It isn't, I know. And 51% corn. All right, we'll see how that's going to go. Well, now we're going to get into an interesting 2 voicemails that we received over the weekend. If you want to get on our show, all you got to do is go to techtimeradio.com and click on the Be Our Guest in the very top right corner, and you can leave us a voicemail segment also that we're going to air on the radio. Let's start our new segment now.
Hello and welcome to the hotline. If you are obsessive compulsive, press 1 repeatedly. If you are codependent, ask someone to press 2 for you. If you have multiple personalities, press 3, 4, 5, and 6. If you are paranoid, we know what you are and what you want. Stay on the line and we'll trace your call. If you're delusional, press 7 and your call will be transferred to the mothership. If you have a short-term memory loss, please try your call again later.
Hey there, Tech Time. I just wanted to ask, I'm thinking about getting a new phone this upcoming season, but I wanted to know what you guys thought would be the best smartphone for taking pictures. I've owned tons of different phones, but for some reason, when I upload stuff to social media, I always feel like the iPhone does the best, even though some cameras claim to be better. I just wanted to know what your guys' opinion on that was.
All right, so let's talk about that. So did you like our little intro?
I've heard that before.
Have you heard that before?
Mhm.
That's pretty popular little voicemail. So we got a little trigger of that coming on in.
Yeah.
Did you like that?
Sure.
Psychologist guy? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So here we go. Cell phones. We're going to talk about
What
cell
about 'em?
phones for filming video versus cell phones that are still photography. They're completely two different branches. So we're going to be talking about doing video, maybe blogging, vlogging, anything that's like short social media captures, because there's a picture camera that's better, and then there's video recording cameras or video recording units with a phone/camera unit that are available. So let's talk about some considerations. Now, the iPhone Max has the cinematic mode, which is a game changer, but this is only 330 frames per second at 1080, which is the standard high definition to get this feature. It has application focus live, though, on both the iPhone 12 and the 13 Pro Max. They're very good for social media work and blogging. The iPhone has also, for units that are 256 gigabytes and above. Gigabytes and above. So the bigger phones, the 13 Pro Max has a special resolution mode called ProRes Video.
Mhm.
Now, ProRes Video allows you to capture huge amount of data, but it also stores it, so you can't have anything else on your phone other than the recording video itself. So the iPhone,
So I'm going to buy that iPhone.
you need to buy the
just
Pro
to-
Max version if you're going to do what Pro Max for iPhone 12, iPhone 13. The Pro Max version has additional camera lenses, has additional modes specifically for their Apple platform that are great to do. So that is one phone. Now let's go talk about the Sony Xperia 5. Okay. Sony is one of the industry leaders in videography and video cameras, independent of cell phones themselves.
Mhm.
So the Sony Xperia 5 and the Sony Xperia Pro 1, both of those are phones that use the Sony ecosystem, which is completely different than any other ecosystem for video capturing itself. Essentially, with the Sony Xperia 5, you're able to capture 4K video at 120 frames per second. So that is by far the best camera phone or phone unit that is available out there. Most others are always limited to the 60 frames per second. The frames per seconds are important. That's how many frames you get in to capture the light and detail of each of these videos.
So the iPhone only does 30.
So that's correct. So this one, the
That one
Sony
does
Xperia
120.
5 does 4K at 120 frames per second.
Okay.
Okay. Now the Sony Xperia Pro
But this
1
is for videos,
was that these are for videos.
not snapping a picture.
That's not snapping a picture. There's different phones with different pixels and different resolutions that are better for snapping pictures of phones. And so you see like the Google Pixel, a very great phone for taking a picture, horrible phone for a camera. All
Yeah.
right. So now let's talk about the Samsung S2 or S22 Ultra. Do you have a Samsung S?
I have an SE.
Okay. So Samsung S Ultra does 8K video and 4K video at 60 frames per second. So if you want to go to 8K, so 4K, so really it's HD, then you got 2K, then you got 4K. Most people can't watch 4K content, but there's 4K. Now they even have 8K content that's available out there. If you want a phone that can capture 8K for your video pleasure, then you can get the Samsung S22 Ultra.
Well, if most people can't watch 4K, then why would they want to watch 8K?
Well, and the problem with the S22 Ultra is that it can produce extra digital noise in the shadows because it doesn't do a very good job on bright contrasts with their actual software that they have in the unit. So if it's a really bright sunshot that you're looking at, what'll happen is you'll kind of see pixelated blacks that will come in there when you kind of look at the
Yeah, I know
sunset. You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about? So that's not the best necessarily if you're trying to capture that in itself. And then we have the Xiaomi phone. It's a camera phone, but really it's a camera, and then they decided to add a phone feature to it itself. It pushes the film making angles on their phones. They have an Xiaomi Studio that essentially is for filmmakers to shoot cinematic shorts and videos on this device itself. So this is like a video camera that they decided to throw a phone into itself. That is a large sensor, excellent low light performance, allows a shallow depth of field comparisons, and it's even more expensive than the iPhone, the Samsung, or any of the Sony phones that we're talking about. Now, what's the price point on these phones? Do you know? These are all $1,000 to $1,500 to $2,000 for a phone that has a camera with this type of production quality. Kind of like what?
Like hearing aids.
Kind of like hearing aids. So it's very expensive in itself. Overall, for the caller, the recommendation would be use the Sony Xperia 5 series film for filming. If you want to do the best, that Sony Series 5 gives you the 120 frames per second, gives you a nice quality. Sony has built-in software into the phone itself that's probably the best. But the iPhone still is probably the one that most people use. Now, make sure you just don't have an iPhone 10, 13, 14. You need to get the Pro Max. Completely
do
different.
I really need to have all those tchotchkes in order to take a good picture?
Well, to take a good picture was not the question. No. To take a good picture, you don't need those phones. To film something at high resolution, to have a nice cinematic video, then yes, you need to have at least the iPhone Max Pro 256 gig version to get the ProRes video mode.
Okay.
All right, let's go to our second audio.
Hi, TechTime. I'm a new college student. I want to ask, what do you think I should get for my first laptop, a Mac or a Dell?
A Mac or a Dell? Uh-oh, here we go. The difference between Apple and Dell is that they offer different things as their main focal point. If you want better customer service or a smoother experience and a great design, then opt for Apple. If you want better value for money or a more powerful laptop with the Windows OS, then you should always choose a Dell. Now, what do I have in front of me right now?
I don't know. What do you got in front of
I got myself a Mac, right? So I got a Mac. What do you think I was working on before I came in here? I was working on a Dell PC. Now, you have a Dell PC, right? For your gaming computer?
I have an Alienware. I have an old XPS that still works pretty good.
Okay, so here's the thing. Two difference between the brands. Nice about Apple is they only make two versions of their laptop, right? So they either make their MacBook Pro or their MacBook Air. The MacBook Air is their lighter version. Normally they have the exact same specs that are available in it. The MacBook Pro is the one I like a little bit. It has normally more ports that are available, so you can do a little bit more video editing in it. Now, the new M1 chip that came out with Apple is kind of all the rave of what's going on, but be careful. If you have an M1 chip, the maximum memory that you're allowed to get is 16 gigabytes of RAM. If you have the new M2 chip that just came out this year, then you can only get 24 gigs of RAM, whereas an IBM-based PC from Dell that you get here for a gaming computer, the standard memory in that is normally 32 gigs to 64 gigs to run your machine so that it runs lightning quick itself. Now, Dell has the brand Alienware now. You can get anywhere between a Core i7 and i9 for one of these new laptops if you're a college student. The big thing is it doesn't make a difference between i7 and i9. The biggest thing is that you need to make sure that you have at least a quad-core processor. You need to have 4 cores so that you can get all the high resolution, all the high gaming that you need to do, or your Excel spreadsheet for college, or your email for college. Now, if you're a college student, note to yourself, make sure you get your parents to buy you a laptop before you go to school. Make sure you buy yourself either a Mac or a Dell. Either one of those would be a perfect way to do it. If you just need something to read email, then go very simply and get something for your phone or get some type of tablet unit that you can use in itself. What's that, Odie?
Make sure to use a student discount with Apple.
Well, make sure that's a great point. With student discounts, we're going to be talking about that on Prime today, too. Student discounts are important. If you're at any college with an EDU extension for your email account that they give you, you can get discounts on Mac, Dell, and Amazon Prime and Microsoft applications that you need for students. So make sure if you're a student, get that taken care of. All right. Well, there you go. Did that answer the question? I kind of waffled on.
I don't know
on that.
What would you get? What would you get?
So if I was in college,
if you were going to school,
I would not be playing video games, probably.
Yeah,
so I'd probably get myself a Mac.
That's a lie.
Well, okay. So if I'm going to college to play video games with my buddies in the dorms, I'm going to get myself a Dell. Okay. So I can play.
So you're going to get a Dell.
Well, if I go to college now, I'm in my 50s.
You know that if you're
right. So if I went to college now,
if you were a kid,
if I was a kid
going to college, there is no way, because that was something that our generation would have done. Our generation would have been like, we need work computer.
Yep.
But nowadays, it's like, no, I want to be able to play games on it too.
So then you'd probably want to get yourself a Dell PC.
So I would get an Alienware.
An Alienware by its all means is the top. All right. Well, there you go. That ends our segment. Up next, we have This Week in Technology. So it'd be a great time to enjoy a little whiskey on the side, as we'll be doing during our break. You're listening to TechTime Radio with Nathan Mumm. See you in a few minutes. Hey, Mike.
Yeah, what's going on?
Hey, have you ever heard of turbo debt?
No, what is that? Something to get me into debt faster?
No, turbo debt is not to get you in debt faster. It's to help you get out of debt. Do you have over $10,000 in credit card, personal loans, medical, or payday loans?
Of course I have debt. That's the American way.
Au contraire, mon frere. Turbo debt will give you the option to break the debt cycle and start putting money in your pocket.
That's awesome.
Over 70% of Americans die with credit card debt. Do not let this happen to you. Turbo debt will give you an option to break the debt cycle and start putting money in your pocket.
That's awesome.
If you have over $10,000 in credit card debt and personal loans, medical, or payday loans, they can help. Go to turbodebt.com/tech-time. Again, that's turbodebt.com/tech-time, all capitalized, for a free consultation today. TurboDebt is a proud sponsor of this week's episode of TechTime Radio.
And now, let's look back at this week in technology.
All right, welcome back to November 19, 2006. Nintendo releases the Wii game console to compete with the Sony PlayStation 3 and Microsoft Xbox 360.
Mm-hmm.
By foregoing all the logic that was there, by instead of having a better video processor, a better system, a faster system, they decide to go and spend time on increasing player interaction by utilizing the innovation of a motion-sensitive Wii Remote controller. The Wii defied expectations by becoming the best-selling 7th-generation game console. In development, the Wii, Nintendo directed the company to avoid competing with Microsoft and Sony on graphics and power, and instead to target a broader demographic of players through novel gameplay. The Wii was Nintendo's first home console to directly support internet connectivity, supporting both online games and for digital distribution of games and media applications through the Wii Shop channel. The Wii repositioned Nintendo as a key player in the video game console marketplace. The introduction of the motion-controlled games via the Wii Remote led both Microsoft and Sony to develop their own competing products, the Kinect and PlayStation Move, respectively. Kinect failed. The PlayStation Move failed, but the Wii was successful. Do you remember having a Wii unit?
Yeah, I've had both.
And what did you think of the Wii unit?
I loved it.
It was amazing. You remember Wii Bowling?
Yeah.
That was the only game my parents ever did.
Do you have the Switch?
I do have a Switch now.
Do you have Switch Sports?
I do not.
Okay, it's not the same.
Okay.
Yeah, the Wii is so much better.
The Wii is so much better.
Yeah.
So my parents, that's the first game unit that my parents ever played. My mom and dad would play bowling. And I don't know how accurate it was, because we would try to spin the ball all over everywhere, and you move back the controller and you let go of it. But it was the most interactive. I played tennis with that.
Well,
I played a lightsaber game. There was a Jedi game that was out there. It was unbelievable, and they're innovative on how they made that with their unit.
I mean, each one of them has their pros and their cons.
Yep.
Like, the Kinect was awesome because you didn't have to hold anything and you could just move around. It was just too slow and couldn't capture.
Yeah, I couldn't capture really well.
And then the Wii was, you had to have the controller, and it didn't pick up individual movements. And it was just based on the movement of the controller.
That's right. All right, so there we go.
But that's what made it so fun, because you could be sitting on the couch without having to do the full movement.
It was pretty nice.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. They had their pros and their cons. One of my favorite games was similar to Dance Dance Revolution.
Yeah,
you could get up and you could
the Beat Sabers one where you'd move stuff around.
There was a Star Wars one, and then there was a Kung Fu one that I got that I was too fast for it.
You were too fast for it.
Yeah.
Didn't quite work.
So
All right.
it didn't work out too well.
All right. Well, this was today's unit for This Week in Technology. Have you ever wanted to watch some tech time history with over 2 hours of videos, podcasts, over 2 years of videos and podcasts, and blog information? You can visit techtimeradio.com to watch our older shows or join our Tech Timers Facebook group. Now, when we return, we have Mark's Mumbles, our whiskey review, and we have a special of what we're going to go through for our 2022 Black Friday deals and steals. We'll see you after the break. TechTime Radio is brought to you today by Nutility, the platform that makes utility management seamless by selecting your service providers, splitting a single bill amongst roommates, and then shutting off your service when it's time for you to move out. Nutility reviews your preferences and sets up all the utilities for you. This provides you with the best local provider in your service area. It's much easier than splitting up your bills between roommates. No more late Larry not being able to get to you on time to make the payments, and no more Venmo charges or PayPal charges. One place to do your billing so that everybody pays on time. Now, how can you use this great service from Nutility, you ask? Aha. Well, you can absolutely get it now and get 3 months for free. That's correct. If you go to Nutility.com, again, it kind of sounds like utility, but it's Nutility.com. Use the tech code 3. And again, that's NUTILITI.com. Get your first 3 months for free using the code TECH3. From experts in technology to an expert in whiskey. Now is our segment for you whiskey connoisseurs. Welcome to the Mark Mumble of the Week. All right, our Mark Mumble of the Week. Did you know that November 15th, excuse me, is National Recycling Day?
Ooh.
So make sure you're ready to recycle your whiskey bottles of any bad whiskey. It turns out that over 246 million tons of waste each year are produced by Americans. National Recycling Day aims to encourage Americans to purchase recycled products and recycle more.
Okay.
All right, Mark's Mumble.
I'm not sure how that day doesn't get lost in all the other national days.
How does Mark come up with these days? He must have a
There's
day of the
there's
week
a day
calendar.
of the week calendar, I'm sure.
Every single day he's got something. All right. So here's what Mark says. You've heard of Kirkland, right? It's a Costco brand.
It's a Costco
The brand is named after Kirkland, Washington, where you can find Costco's head office. As big as Costco is, they do not have their own distillery. So this is a sourced bourbon. They have sourced from numerous distilleries in the past for bourbons from Indiana, Kentucky, and Tennessee. This batch that we're tasting today is from Kentucky, and this is the Kirkland Small Batch Kentucky 7-year bourbon. My guess is that Mike will be severely underwhelmed by this one, and
Hey.
Nathan might like it based solely on its price.
That's right.
It's a little cough syrupy with a rough burn in the mouth. It's obviously a Jim Beam, but probably not the recipe used to make Knob Creek, which is what everybody hoped for, and instead seems to be a slightly younger Jim Beam Black. I would not recommend this for drinking neat.
No, it's sort of like sucking on a pepper shaker.
Really? You don't like it?
I don't like it.
Oh, really?
I am definitely underwhelmed by it.
You're underwhelmed by it? I don't know. I kind of like the price. All right, so there you go. There's the Mark's
Cheap.
information that we have there. Thank you, Mark, for always including our information for your mobile. Now, we're going to get ready to move into our Black Friday deals.
Now it's time for Tech Time's Steal and Deals. Listen for the Steal of the Week.
All right, we got a steal of the week, and it's pretty interesting what we have available there for people to have. So let's talk about it. Amazon's 48 hours of Black Friday deals kick off on November 24th. The company will discount millions of products starting on Thanksgiving Day. If you're looking to get a new fitness tracker before your annual 2 weeks of gym, which normally comes in that reclaiming of the year, January, now's the time to purchase one. Fitbit arguably has some of the most recognized Fitbit trackers and some of the pretty steep discounts on Amazon and many other items. Now, what's interesting when I put this list together is a lot of these deals you're actually going to want to buy before Black Friday hits. People are concerned that inventory won't be in, so they're actually having some of these sales now. And we're going to do a countdown list. Number 10, speaking of Fitbit items, I think you're up, Mike, with number 10 on our list.
Yeah, Amazon Fitbit deals will have you working up a sweat. You come up with that on your own.
I did. Yeah. Okay.
So here they are. Fitbit Versa 4 is $149.95, which is $80 off the normal price. Fitbit Charge 5 is $99.95, which is $50 off the normal price. Fitbit Aria Air Smart Scale is $39.95, which is $10 off. Fitbit Ace 3 Activity Tracker for kids is $49.95, which is a $30 discount from
All
its
right.
normal price.
Okay. Where can I find those at?
Amazon.
Amazon has Fitbit deals going on right now, huh?
Yes.
All
It
right.
applies to 3 color variations of the watch.
Okay.
Waterfall blue,
Okay.
pink sand,
Pink sand.
and black.
Pink sand reminds me of the leggings.
Yeah, well, we don't need to be talking
Oh,
about
that's
that
all right.
stuff.
Okay, here we go. Number 9. Here
You're
we
sure
go.
that all of these are electronics,
All these are
right?
technology
Okay,
items.
good.
Let me. Yeah, we're
We
not
have
going
to be
off
doing
on.
clothing or
No, we're not doing any clothing. We had that slip up one time, and I heard about that for years to years. All right, number 9. Looking for earbuds? The second generation Apple AirPods are down to $89.99. So you not only can use these as hearing aids, they are now at nearly half off the original price. The second generations are available through November 15th at Amazon for $89.99. That's a 43% discount.
You have AirPods, right?
I do have AirPods. I
How long
love
do
them.
they last?
What's
How-
that?
How long do they last on a charge?
On a charge? Well, see, the base unit itself is also a charger. So when you put them in there, so you kind of get like a double charge. But I normally go through lawnmower
Mhm.
deals. My lawn takes about 4 hours to mow in the backyard.
Okay.
With a nice little beer on the side. But I'll get through and they'll be completely charged. And after about 4 hours, I can hear them kind of dimming a little bit, and one ear maybe a little less than the other. So I got to put them back in there. So about 4 hours. Constant play. All right, $89.99, best price ever. Take a look at them right now on Amazon. Okay, you're going up now. Number 8, buddy.
Yep, score up to $80 off Bose headphone speakers and more at Amazon. Early Black Friday deals include our top pick, the Bose SoundLink around ear wireless headphones. Lowest price ever at $149, which is regularly $229.
Okay.
The best earbud deal if you want your earbuds. The Bose Sport earbuds are $129, which is normally $149, so you save $20 on that deal. And then the best speaker deal is the Bose SoundLink Revolve Series 2 portable Bluetooth speaker for $179, which is normally $219. So you save $40 on that deal.
All right, we're going to go to number 7 ahead of Black Friday. This MacBook Air deal is on right now with nearly $200 off. The Apple M1 PowerBook MacBook Air is close to its lowest price ever on Amazon. Though the 2020 MacBook Air M1 has since been replaced by the 2020's MacBook M2, which is the processor we talked about earlier in the show today. It's still the best MacBook you can buy today and doesn't require you to spend $1,200. In fact, right now you can score a discount of $199 on Amazon, dropping its price to just $800. There's no clear expiration on this deal, but the discounts on Apple devices rarely last long, and this is the best that we have seen to date. We recommend getting your order in sooner rather than later to grab this great price.
All right. Well, number 6 is we're going to go away from Amazon here.
Okay.
If you're into rugged smartwatches, you want to take up some discounts over at wellbots.com on Garmin watches.
Okay.
Wellbots has started early and discounted a number of items for Black Friday, including the Fenix 7 series by $100 and the Instinct 2 line by $50. But right now you can get an additional $20 off when you use the promo code 20Garmin, 20GARMIN at checkout. Not only can these watches help motivate you on your fitness journey, but they can also keep you connected on the go. Plus, they make great gifts for loved ones. The mid-size Fenix 7 measures 47 millimeters and offers an 18-day battery life in smartwatch mode. With GPS only, you'll get 57 hours. The solar option provides up to 22 days of charge, and in its GPO or GPS only mode, you will only get up to 73 hours of use.
That's a lot of time that those suckers now charge.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Number
I need
5.
to talk to Elon.
Elon, there you go. Save up to $129 on the easy to install second generation Ring alarm kits with this early Black Friday deal on Amazon. Each of these kits now come with a base station, keypad, motion detector, and more to keep your home secure and give you peace of mind. Black Friday is still over a week away, but Amazon has these on sale right now. These kits are easy to install, and the price drops won't last long, and we advise that you get this sooner than later. The 5-piece kit is a solid option for people who live in an apartment condos. When the base station comes with a keypad, a contact sensor, a motion detector, and range extender for your network. And right now, you can get the 5-piece Ring Alarm home system for just $130, saving you $70 off the list price.
All right. And after you do that, head on over to masterclass.com where you can get 2 Masterclass annual memberships for the price of one. This early Black Friday deal saves you $180 when you buy 2 annual memberships to the Celebrity Learning Platform. With the help of the internet, you can learn all sorts of new things outside of a classroom setting. With Masterclass, you can learn from celebrities and experts such as Gordon Ramsay, Mariah Carey, and Neil deGrasse Tyson without spending a fortune. Right now, you can check out Masterclass's 2-for-1 subscription deal for just $180 to expand your horizons and give the gift of continuous learning to someone else. Annual subscription to Masterclass for one person normally costs $180. So with this deal, you're saving an additional $180 while getting access to more than 180 classes. That seems to be a theme. 180.
180, 180, 180. All right, number 3, early Walmart Black Friday sales takes $50 off the Apple Watch Series 8. Hint, hint, Tracy. Hint, hint. Grab the latest Apple smartwatch from $349 while this deal lasts. Though the Apple Watch Series 8 only just hit the market this September, early Black Friday offers are already giving you the chance to save on this right away. Walmart is offering $50 off the Apple's latest smartwatch, dropping the 41-millimeter GPS model down to a record $349. You can also save on the 45-millimeter models, as well as the cellular-enabled variants while supplies last. This Walmart Black Friday deals are available exclusively for Walmart Plus members initially, though anyone that can get into the savings too by taking a look at Amazon's in its matching prices. We recommend getting your order in sooner rather than later.
Yeah, Walmart is also offering the Apple TV HD at an all-new time low of just $59 ahead of the Black Friday date. It is just around the corner, but Apple TV deals are already in full swing. The 2021 4K model has already hit a record low following the release of the 2022 version, but there's an even cheaper deal in town for those wanting to spend the absolute least possible on an Apple TV. The Apple TV HD is down to just $59 at Walmart right now, marking the lowest it has ever gone there or anywhere else. If you haven't upgraded to a 4K TV yet or just need an easy-to-use streamer for a guest room, it's a great pickup at this price, though supplies are expected to run a little thin pretty soon.
All right. Number 1, we have the Roku Ultra LT streaming device, 4K HDR Dolby Vision with Roku voice remote, private listening, and premium HDMI cable. Comes with the cable itself for $30. Walmart exclusive only. The Roku Ultra LT is an ultra powerful and incredible value with lightning fast interface for channels like Disney Plus, HBO Max, Apple TV Plus, everything else Plus, Netflix, Sling, and other devices. This Roku player packs a tons of streaming power and 4K picture right at your entertainment. This is the all-time low that includes the Dolby Vision picture, available right now for $30. So if you need a device, you can get the Apple TV or the Roku. Either of these two are number 2 and number 1 for dirt cheap prices to stream HD content. Now, let's talk about our steal. Our steal is Prime membership. If you are a student right now, you can sign up for a Prime membership for $69 for a one-time payment for a whole year. If you are a part of Amazon Prime, you get to watch, of course, the great series that they have, The Rings of Power, and many other plus items that come with that. But you also get to save on takeout. The holiday brings the perfect opportunity to order in and cozy up on entertainment with friends and loved ones. With access to everyday unlimited streaming and movies and Prime Video, Prime members in the U.S. can also get $10 off a Grubhub order with $25 using the code GIVEME10. This deal is available now, November 25th through the 28th. It can only be used once. Give me $10 off Grubhub order for your food. There's the steal. All right. Well, now we're going to move immediately into our technology fail of the week.
We are out of time. Congratulations. You're a failure.
Oh. I failed. Did I?
Yes.
Did I?
Yes.
Did I?
Yes.
All right. This fail this week comes to us from Jeff Bezos. He seems to have a problem with his PR personnel as he makes 3 announcements in a 30-minute span that have 3 different stories. First story is his girlfriend is going to space. He's so excited to announce that his girlfriend is going to be a part of his launch to space, and the space program is doing fantastic. The second...
He's going to send his girlfriend into space?
He's sending his girlfriend into space. The second PR issued within the 30-minute time is that he's going to be giving away all of his money to charity at some undisclosed time in the future.
Well, that's nice of him after laying off all those people from
Followed
Amazon.
by 5 minutes later, an announcement that his company plans to lay off 10,000 workers from Amazon.
Oh, I just spoiled them.
There you go. There you go. A report from the New York Times reaffirmed last week whispers of looming mass layoffs for the e-retailer. Amazon set up to scrap about 10,000 employees starting this week, according to the New York Times, which cites multiple unnamed sources that says this is happening. So let me just tell you
There's
this.
also a story that he was going to give Dolly Parton $100 million.
So listen, so your PR person needs to be a little bit better, Mr. Bezos. You should not be sending out a message that you're excited about your girlfriend spending a limited amount of money going to space.
Well,
your next one, you're going to give all your money away to
he's just
charity.
giving away everything.
And then you're going to be giving away 10,000 jobs of people that are
there you go. Shooting his girlfriend into space, giving away all his money, and firing everybody.
That's right. All right. Well, now we need to move to, of course, the most mesmerizing part of our show. Let's move to Mike's mesmerizing moment. This is Mike's mesmerizing moment, presented by Story Coffee. Visit storycoffee.com.
All right, what's your question?
All right. Shopping craziness. We just had this. FOMO. What is that?
Fear of missing out.
All right, explain that. Why do we want to be so excited about shopping for these Black Friday deals?
Okay, you mentioned FOMO. So the fear of missing out is really not quite related to this.
Okay.
But it's that we want. There's an older expression called keeping up with the Joneses.
Yep.
That this is more related to. If you're buying an HD TV, I have to buy an HDD because we want to keep our social statuses in status quo, so to speak.
Okay.
So all this mercantile business is basically around the holidays is to get you to spend the money to do that. They do that by offering us deals. They also do it by scarcity complex, which is a psychological phenomenon that says that if I don't have a lot of this stuff, you're going to want it more.
Okay.
So we see this a lot with these deals like Xbox, coming out, and they only have a limited supply during the holiday season, so they can jack up prices.
Okay.
So it's an artificially created system which we have a social contract with. In that it basically starts with Halloween,
okay,
and it moves through. Thanksgiving is sort of like this interlude, right? And then the big one is Christmas.
It is.
So spend, get all these deals. We're awesome. Everything's awesome. You need to make sure you have all these cool things.
All right.
But we don't have a lot, so hurry quick.
Very quick. All right. Well, now we need to move to our pick of the day, whiskey tasting.
And now our pick of the day for our whiskey tastings. Let's see what bubbles to the top.
All right, we got this Kirkland Small Batch Kentucky 7-year bourbon, 103 proof, $29.95. What'd you think of the whiskey, Mike?
Well, it has a really harsh upfront blast.
Okay.
It does have a nice finish, and after a while, the smell gets nicer. But I gave it a thumbs down.
Give it a thumbs down.
I did.
Okay.
And you better give it a thumbs down too, because I saw your eyes water.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a thumbs down also. I just didn't think it was that great to take care of. Odie didn't try any.
Look, she gave it a thumbs down already.
Yeah, I gave it a thumbs down from everything that Mike was doing.
What Mike
Yeah.
was doing with his facial expressions. You just get her with your facial expressions. You were kind of like it was like sour. I don't know if it was sour.
It It was like exactly like taking a pepper shaker and just sucking on the end of it.
Pepper shaker. Have you done that?
No, that's called.
You know, we're gonna go to Applebee's after the show.
I'll do that at Applebee's.
You're gonna do
Show
it at
you what it
Applebee's?
looks like. Yeah,
okay, we'll
sure.
see how that goes for our chicken that we have today. Okay, well, we're about out of time. We want to thank our listeners for joining the program. We want to hear from you, and if you would like to be a caller, all you got to do is click on TechTime Radio and click on the Be Our Caller in the top right hand, and you can ask us a question that we'll answer on the air also, as we did in our talkback recording system today and our voicemail. Well, now, you know what? It's time to end our show. The science of tomorrow starts with the technology of today. Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us on TechTime Radio. We hope that you had a chance to have that moment today in technology. The fun doesn't stop there. We recommend that you go to techtimeradio.com and join our fan list for the most important aspect of staying connected and winning some really great monthly prizes. We also have a few other ways to stay connected, including subscribing to our podcast on any podcast service, from Apple to Google and everything in between. We're also on YouTube, so check us out on youtube.com/techtimeradio, all one word. We hope you enjoyed the show as much as we did making it for you. From all of us at TechTime Radio, remember, Mumm's the word. Have a safe and fantastic week.